keep standing at the doorway. Neither one of us walks through. You look at me for answers, I keep looking back at you. Another night or maybe another night, or we'll see. Like we're waiting for tomorrow to do what we can't speak. We're stuck between goodbye and one more try. You go first. If you're leaving, leave. If we're broken, break me. Set us free. You go first, 'cause I don't have the nerve to be the one that lets go of everything we were. So we keep holding on to a love that already hurts. You go first. We don't talk about the ending, but it hangs in every room like a storm above our heads that never fully moves. We're not building something new, we're not walking away, we're just living in the middle, watching time escape. Neither one of right through the blinds. Every little thing reminds me you were stitched into my life. The side of the bed you slept on, the road we used to drive. I don't know where you end anymore, or where I start tonight. Maybe that's why goodbye feels impossible. Maybe that's why we're still holding on. Who am I without you? Who do I become? If I let your shadow leave me, will there be anyone? I've been wearing us so long, it feels like my own skin. Who am I without you? If I can't be us again. Our world together around habits and dreams. Now every future I imagine still has you inside the scene. I keep reaching for the version of myself I used to know, but every road away from you feels like somewhere I can't go. Maybe we're not scared of losing love, maybe we're scared of losing ourselves. Who am I without you? Who do I become? If I let your shadow leave me, will there be anyone? I've been wearing us so long, it feels like my own skin. Who am I without you? If I can't be us again. You became my favorite answer to every question in my heart. Now I'm staring at the silence, trying to learn where I should start. Maybe I can live without you. Maybe someday I'll be fine, but tonight I don't know who I am without your life in mine. Who am I without you? Who do I become? When the only home I've known is the place I'm running from. I've been wearing us so long, I forgot where I've been. Who am I without you? If I can't be us again. Who am I without you? Who am I without you? We still talk every night, still know what the other's gonna say, still sleep on the same side, still find our way home the same way. But something's missing lately, something we can't seem to name. We're holding all the pieces, but it doesn't look the same. When was the last time we laughed until the morning? When was the last time love felt easy? We forgot the feeling, we forgot the spark. Now we're just two shadows trying to find the light in the dark. We forgot the feeling somewhere along the way, so busy saving our love. We forgot why we wanted it saved. Every conversation turns into another repair. Every little moment carries something broken there. We're experts at surviving, we're experts at getting through, but I can't remember happiness the way I still remember you. Ooh, when did forever start feeling like maintenance? When did our hearts get so tired? We forgot the feeling, we forgot the spark. Now we're just two shadows trying to find the light in the dark. We forgot the feeling somewhere along the way, so busy saving our love. We forgot why we wanted it Maybe that's what scares me more than losing you. The thought that all this fighting was for something already gone. Maybe we're still chasing a version of us we miss, trying to rebuild a fire from the memory of its warmth. We forgot the feeling, the one that brought us here. Now all that's left between us is hope and disappearing. We forgot the feeling, but I still hear its name echoing through every reason. We're still trying to stay. Tell me, do you remember it too? Every time the room gets quiet, we go back to who we were, back when forever sounded easy, back before it started hurting. You say, remember that summer? I smile and play along, but lately all our favorite moments feel like they already happened. We're running out yesterday, kissing ghosts of better days, holding on to photographs while the colors fade away. We're living in yesterday, trying to make the past still stay. And I hate how all our best moments feel so far away. We know every old story, every joke before it's told, but somewhere in the repetition, something beautiful got cold. Now every conversation feels like looking in reverse, searching through the wreckage for proof we still can work. We're running out of reasons, so we keep running to memories. We're living in yesterday, kissing ghosts of better days, holding on to photographs while the colors fade away. We're living in yesterday, trying to make the past still stay. And I hate how all our best moments feel so far away. Maybe that's why losing you already feels familiar. I've been missing us for months while you're still standing here. Maybe love is gone before the heart admits it. Maybe we're just chasing echoes because we can't replace them. We're living in yesterday, breathing life into the frame, trying to find tomorrow inside yesterday again. We're living in yesterday, and I don't know how to stay when the only thing still holding us is everything that slipped away. Everything that slipped away. Everything that slipped away. Lately every kiss feels different, like we're holding something thin, like one wrong move could break it and let the silence in. You still reach for my hand, I still pull you close at night, but underneath the comfort there's a fear we'd never fight. We don't say it out loud, but it's hanging in the air. We're living on borrowed time, counting stars before they disappear, holding on a little tighter every time the ending feels near. We're living on borrowed time, trying not to read the signs, but every beautiful moment feels borrowed tonight. Now every promise sounds softer, every future feels less clear. We keep speaking like forever while pretending not borrowed time, watching shadows cross the light. Still calling this forever, while we're losing it in plain sight. We're living on borrowed time, and I don't know how to stop loving every second harder, the closer it gets to gone. You don't talk about leaving, I don't talk about it too. But something in the way we love feels different than it used to. Now every promise lands softer, every plan feels less defined, like we're scared to paint forever on a future we can't find. We keep calling this forever, while holding it with trembling hands. Before the goodbye, before the lights go out, we're loving like we're running out of time, but won't say it out loud. Before the goodbye, we're already learning how to live with the thought of losing us, while we're still together now. Fights don't last as long now, the anger fades too fast. It's like we're both protecting something we know won't last. You look at me a little longer, I do the same with you, like we're trying to memorize everything we're about to lose. We keep pretending nothing changed, while feeling everything change. Before the goodbye, before the lights go out, we're loving like we're running out of time, but won't say it out loud. Before the goodbye, we're already learning how to live with the thought of losing us, while we're still together now. Maybe that's the saddest thing about the way love ends. Sometimes the heart starts grieving before the story reaches it. And maybe we're just two people standing at the edge, holding on to every moment we haven't lost yet. Before the goodbye, before we become memories, we're trying to keep forever alive inside a fading dream. Before the goodbye, I can feel it somehow, we're both surviving the loss of us, before we've lost us now. Before the goodbye, before the goodbye. Before the goodbye. It wasn't one night, it wasn't one fight, it wasn't a door slammed shut. No shattered promises, no final goodbye, just something fading between us. You stopped calling just because I stopped telling you everything, and somehow we never noticed what those little changes meant. Nothing broke all at once. That's what hurts the most. Little by little, we disappeared. One missed moment at a time. Little by little, the fire went dim. Without a reason we could find. Now I'm looking at the ashes, trying to remember the spark. Little by little, we fell apart. The silence got longer, the laughter got shorter. The distance learned our names. The things that once mattered became easy to miss until nothing felt the same. We kept saying we're okay, while drifting further every day, like two shadows moving slowly in opposite ways. Nothing broke all at once. That's what hurts the most. Little by little, we disappeared. One missed moment at a time. Little by little, the fire went dim. Without a reason we could find. Now I'm looking at the ashes, trying to remember the spark. Little by little, we fell apart. I wish I could point to a moment, I wish I could point to a scar. But how do you fight for a feeling when you don't know where you lost it? Little by little, you let me go. Little by little, I let you too. And by the time we saw it, there was nothing left to prove. Little by little, the love grew small until it couldn't hold us anymore. Little by little, little by little. Little by little. You're still sitting next to me, still answering when I call, still laughing at the same old things, like nothing changed at all. But lately every little moment feels heavier than before, like my heart is counting seconds, it never counted anymore. Why does goodbye feel so close when you're still here? I'm missing you too early. into mine. The way you say my name, like I'm running out of time. Even ordinary evenings feel like something I should save. Like tomorrow might be different in a way I can't explain. Why does my heart feel lost before the loss arrives? I'm missing you too early. You're not even gone, but every time I hold you, it feels like holding on. I'm missing you too early, and I don't know what to do, 'cause part of me is breaking while I'm still loving you. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe we'll be fine, maybe forever still alive somewhere inside these lies. But if that's true, then tell me why every beautiful moment feels like a goodbye. I'm missing you too early, before the ending starts, before the silence finds us, before it takes our hearts. I'm missing you too early, and that's the cruelest truth. I'm grieving what I'm losing while I'm still standing next to you. Missing you too early, missing you too early. We gave our 20s to this, gave our best and our worst, built a future in our heads before the future even worked. Now the walls are getting weaker and the cracks are hard to hide, but every time we reach the ending, we just push it to the side. Maybe we're not saving love, maybe we're saving all the years. Too much to let go, too much to leave behind, too many promises still living in the back of our minds. Too much to let go, too many dreams still alive. And if this ends, what do we do with all the time we sacrificed? We keep talking through the damage like we always have before, trying to find a way forward through a closing door. 'Cause walking away that scares me more than losing you tonight. The thought that everything we built might never come to life. Too much to let go. That's what we always say. As if the years between us could somehow make us stay. Too much to let go, too much to say goodbye. But maybe love can't survive on his story alone. Too much to let go. Too much to let go. Every time we reach the edge, we stop before the fall. One more night, one more try, one more reason not to call it off. You say maybe we're just tired, I say maybe you're right. And somehow that tiny hope keeps us here another night. 'Cause neither of us knows what's waiting on the other side. What if you're the one I spend forever missing? What if I walk away and lose the life I've been wishing? What if this broken love was worth one more try? I'd rather stay here hurting than spend my life asking why. What if you're the one? We said goodbye before, but never for real. Always leaving the door unlocked in case the feeling heals. Maybe that's our problem, maybe that's our truth. We're too scared of the ending to find out what we'd lose. And every road away from you feels like a gamble with my heart. What if you're the one I spend forever missing? What if I walk away and lose the life I've been wishing? What if this broken love was worth one more try? I'd rather stay here hurting and spend my life asking why. What if you're the one? Maybe we're holding on to fear, maybe we're holding on to faith. Maybe we're just afraid of finding out we left too soon. Maybe years from now I'd still hear your name and wonder if the greatest love was the one I couldn't say. What if you're the one and I never find another? What if letting go means losing more than each other? What if this last chance is the one we can't rewind? I'd rather face the heartbreak now then regret you all my life. What if you're the one? What if you're the one? What if you're the one? We used to say we're different, that we'd make it through somehow, that love would find the answer when we couldn't find it now. So we kept holding on to every promise, every dream, believing all the broken parts were never what they seemed. We thought love was enough to undo everything, but love couldn't turn back time, couldn't unbreak what was broken, couldn't erase the nights we left too much unspoken. Love couldn't turn back time, no matter how hard we tried. Some wounds kept their shape, some scars survived. We kept reaching for the version of ourselves we used to know, but every year between us had somewhere else to go. The distance wasn't sudden, the damage wasn't loud. It settled in between us until we carried it around. And even with all this love, something still slipped away. 'Cause love couldn't turn back time, couldn't unbreak what was broken, couldn't erase the nights we left too much unspoken. Love couldn't turn back time, no matter how hard we tried. Some wounds kept their shape, some scars survived. I still believe you love me, I still believe it's true, but love can't always save what time keeps pulling through. Maybe that's the hardest part, not that the feeling died, but watching something beautiful lose a fight against time. Love couldn't turn back time, couldn't bring us back unchanged, couldn't make us strangers to all the hurt we made. Love couldn't turn back time, and that's what breaks me now. We still had love between us, it just wasn't enough somehow. Love couldn't turn back time. Love couldn't turn back time. We keep saying give it time, like time still knows what to do. Keep waiting for a better version pieces like they're almost whole again. Keep believing tomorrow will be different than it's been. You look at me for answers, I look at you the same, and neither one of us knows how to stop this game. Maybe hope became a place we learned to hide inside. We're always one miracle away, one perfect night, one perfect change, one last chance from feeling okay. That's what we tell ourselves. One miracle away from fixing what we couldn't face. But every day we wait, the distance grows, distance grows. What if there is no miracle? What if this is all there is? What if we've been standing still while calling it persistence? And what if all this hoping is keeping us from truth? Maybe the hardest thing to lose isn't love, it's hope for you. We're always one miracle away. That's the story that we tell, while reality keeps knocking and we're too scared to let it in. One miracle away from the life we thought we'd save. But maybe some hearts break, not because they stop loving, but because they couldn't change. One miracle away, one miracle away. You keep talking about the old days, like they're waiting down the road, like we can find our way back if we just want it enough. I still see those pictures, still remember every word, but when I look between us now, something feels different. We keep chasing who we were while standing where we are. We're not them anymore, the hearts that started this war, the people who said forever don't live here anymore. We're not them anymore, no matter how we try. We keep reaching for the past while it slips through our hands tonight. Every scar has left a mark, every goodbye changed the shape of the people in this story, and the love we couldn't save. You carry things I gave you, I carry things from you, and neither one of us came through this unchanged. Maybe that's the slips through our hands tonight. And maybe that's why it hurts looking into your eyes. I still know your face, but I don't know this version. We keep trying to recognize the ghosts of who we were, while two strangers stand here wearing the same names. We're not them anymore, and maybe that's okay. Maybe love can't survive on memories alone. We're not them anymore, that's the truth beneath it all. The hardest thing to lose wasn't you, it was us before the fall. We're not them anymore. We're not them anymore. We used to talk about someday like it was already ours. A house, a life, 1,000 little things written in the stars. Now every dream feels heavier, every promise feels delayed. We're still carrying tomorrow, but something in it changed. We keep saying don't give up, but neither of us sounds convinced. The future we outgrew is still hanging on the wall. We're still trying to hold it up while watching pieces fall. The future we outgrew still has our names on it, but every time we talk about forever, it feels a little counterfeit. We keep dragging old plans forward like they still belong to us. Like if we hold them long enough, they'll somehow come back to life. But I can feel the weight of it in every tired conversation. We're not chasing hope anymore, we're carrying an obligation. Maybe that's why we're so tired. We've been lifting something gone. The future we outgrew is still hanging on the wall. We're still trying to hold it up while watching pieces fall. The future we outgrew still has our names on it, but every time we talk about forever, it feels a little counterfeit. Maybe the dream didn't leave us, The future we outgrew is finally slipping away, and all the strength we spent on saving it couldn't make it stay. The future we outgrew still echoes when you speak, but forever stopped feeling real long before we admitted it. The future we outgrew. The future we outgrew. Every time we almost leave, something pulls us back again. Not the way we love right now, but the way it used to feel back then. The promises still echo in the silence of this room, like ghosts we keep protecting long after they stopped moving. Maybe that's why goodbye still feels like a crime. We're loyal to a memory, to the people we used to be, still fighting for a story that ended quietly. We're loyal to a memory, holding on for history. And I don't know if we're in love or just afraid to leave. We gave too much to this, to walk away without a scar. So we keep carrying the weight of who we thought we were. You still wear old promises, I still wear them too. Like if we break them now, we break the past in two. Maybe we're not saving us, maybe we're saving yesterday. We're loyal to a memory, to the people we used to be, still fighting for a story that ended quietly. We're loyal to a memory, holding on for history. And I don't know if we're in love or just afraid to leave. The hardest thing about forever is watching it change shape until the thing you're trying to save isn't really there. And maybe we've been faithful to a version of our hearts that disappeared so slowly we never saw it leave. We're loyal to a memory, to every dream we couldn't keep, still standing in the ruins, calling them destiny. We're loyal to a memory, that's what's killing me. 'Cause I can't tell the difference now between devotion and greed. Loyal to a memory, loyal Every time we sit down talking, it's another thing to fix, another promise hanging by a thread, another crack we can't resist. We keep saying we'll get through it, like we always do somehow. But I can't remember lately what we're even fighting for now. When was the last time love felt easy? We're always trying to save us, never just be us, running in circles, chasing what we lost. We're always trying to save us, every single night, so busy keeping love alive. We forgot how it felt inside. Became experts at surviving every storm that came our way. But somewhere in the rebuilding, the joy started slipping away. Now every moment has a purpose, every touch has something to prove. And I miss the days when being close was all we had to do. Ended forever, turn into maintenance. We're always trying to save us, never just be us, running in circles, chasing what we lost. We're always trying to save us, every single night, so busy keeping love alive. We forgot how it felt inside. Maybe love wasn't supposed to feel like something under repair. Maybe we got so used to the damage, we forgot why we were there. And maybe that's the saddest part, not the distance, not the pain, but losing the happiness while trying not to lose the name. We're always trying to save us, holding on too tight, trying to protect the feeling while watching it fade from sight. We're always trying to save us, but I don't know why. 'Cause somewhere in all this fixing, we forgot how to feel alive. Trying to save us, trying to save us. Every time we talk about leaving, we only talk about the pain, the empty side of the bed, the missing name on the screen. We paint the looking for is on the other side of choosing. What if we're free? What if we're holding on too tight? Scared of the dark ahead while dying in the light. Maybe I don't miss tomorrow. Maybe I miss yesterday. Maybe we've been staying faithful to a love that slipped away. And maybe that's what terrifies me more than saying goodbye. Finding out the thing that saves us is finally letting die. What if we're free? What if this isn't the end? What if we're both still holding on to who we've always been? What if we're free? What if we finally breathe? What if the life we're scared to lose is the life we're meant to lead? What if we're free? What if we're free? Every time I start to let go, you show up in my mind again. Every time you start moving forward, we fall right back into it. Same late night conversations, same scars we never close, running through the same old circles like they're all we've ever known. We call it love, but maybe it's something else now. We can't let each other heal, can't let the silence settle. Every step away gets pulled back by the weight of what we feel. We can't let each other heal. We're holding on so hard, trying not to lose each other while losing who we are. You know exactly where I'm broken, I know exactly where you bleed. And somehow every time we're hurting, we're still the place we run to. But comfort turns to chaos, and peace turns into pain. Then we're standing in the ruins of the same mistakes again. Maybe love isn't enough to make this good for us. We can't let each other heal, can't let the silence settle. Every step away gets pulled back by the weight of what we feel. We can't let each other heal. We're holding on so hard, trying not to lose each other while losing who we are. stay. We can't let each other heal. That's the hardest truth. The love that keeps us breathing is the love we're dying to. We can't let each other heal, and I finally understand. Sometimes moving forward means letting go of someone's hand. We can't let each other heal. We can't let each other heal. You keep talking to a version of me that isn't here tonight. I keep looking for the person I swear I used to recognize. We're standing in the same room, but seeing different faces, holding on to old expectations, like they might save us. You want who I was, I want who you were. I'm not the person you keep missing, and you're not the one I'm dreaming of. We're chasing ghosts across the distance, calling it love. The person you keep missing lives somewhere in yesterday. Maybe that's why nothing changes, no matter how long we wait. You want me a little softer, I want you a little more. We keep rewriting each other instead of opening the door to who we are right now, to what we've both become. But accepting the truth feels harder than holding on. We fell for possibilities, then forgot reality. I'm not the person you keep missing, and you're not the one I'm dreaming of. We're chasing ghosts across the distance, calling it love. Oh, the person you keep missing lives somewhere in yesterday. And maybe that's why nothing changes, no matter how long we wait. What if nobody's coming back? What if this is who we are? What if we spent all these years waiting at a closed door? And what if the thing we're losing isn't each other after all? What if it's the chance to love the people we've become? I'm not the person you keep missing, you're not the one I wanted to. But maybe there's a kind of heartbreak in finally seeing the truth. The person tell the same old stories, still defend what we have like it's something sacred. But lately when I look at you, I don't know what to say. We're protecting something beautiful while it slips away. We keep talking about forever, but never about tonight. Maybe we're in love with us more than we are with each other, holding on to the picture while losing the colors. Maybe we're in love with us, with the history we made, trying to save the relationship while watching you fade. We know every anniversary, every promise by heart, but I don't know the person standing in your scars. We built a life together, brick by brick, year by year. Now we're guarding all the walls, but forgetting why we're here. We kept the story alive, but let the people drift away. Maybe we're in love with us more than we are with each other, holding on to the picture while losing the colors. Maybe we're in love with us, with the history we made, trying to save the relationship while watching you fade. What if the thing we're fighting for isn't really love anymore? What if we're just protecting the life we planned before? And what if all this time we've been standing side by side, loving the memory of us instead of the hearts inside? Maybe we're in love with us, that's the truth I can't escape, still carrying the name of something that shaped. Maybe we're in love with us more than the people we've become. And somewhere in all this devotion, we forgot how to see someone. If I met you tonight, would I still choose you? Only the life we built around you. Every time the room gets quiet, you turn the TV on. Every time I get too honest, you ask me something wrong. We dance around the question like it's dangerous to touch, like one sentence could destroy everything that's left of us. You know it, I know it, but we never let it breathe. Say it out loud, or keep pretending we're not standing at the ending. still talk about next year, but every promise sounds fragile, like it disappears mid-air. And every time our eyes meet, there's something neither says, a truth sitting between us at the edge of every breath. You feel it, I feel it, but we keep acting blind. Say it out loud, or keep pretending we're not standing at the ending. Say it out loud, or hold your tongue like we haven't already come undone. We're both carrying the same goodbye, hiding it behind our eyes. Say it out loud. Maybe silence feels kinder than breaking each other's hearts. Maybe we're both protecting the hope before it falls apart. Maybe that's why we're still here, afraid of what comes next, holding the truth so carefully it never leaves our chest. Say it out loud, even if it breaks us, even if tomorrow hates us. Say it out loud, 'cause every night we wait, the truth just gets heavier. We're both carrying the same goodbye, and it's already changed our lives. Say it out loud, or don't, we'll hear it anyway. Your coffee cups beside mine, your name's in every plan. Every road I take home still ends where you stand. You're written in my weekdays, you're hiding in my sleep. Somehow every piece of life has learned your shape too deep. I don't know where you end and I begin anymore. We built our lives around each other, now every exit feels wrong. Every future leads back to you, no matter where I run. We built our lives around each other, so tell me honestly, are we staying here for love, or because leaving's terrifying? Every habit has your fingerprints, every dream says your name. We became a tangled story, neither one of us can change. Maybe that's why every goodbye falls apart before it's real. friendship isn't the only thing we're afraid to kill. Sometimes freedom looks scarier than the pain we understand. We built our lives around each other. Now every exit feels wrong. Every future leads back to you. No matter where I run, we built our lives around each other. So tell me honestly, are we staying here for love, or because leaving's terrifying? Maybe we've confused attachment with destiny. Maybe we've mistaken history for a reason to stay. Maybe we're not trapped by love. Maybe we're trapped by everything love built around us. We built our lives around each other until there was no space to fall. No version of tomorrow that didn't include it all. We built our lives around each other, and now I finally see the thing we're most afraid to lose might not be each other. It might be who we are without the story. Maybe that's why we stayed, not because we couldn't lose each other, because we couldn't imagine who we'd be next. We gave too much to walk away. At least that's what we say. Too many nights we stayed awake, trying to keep the cracks from showing. Every promise still hangs here, like pictures on the wall. And I don't know what's harder now, losing you or losing it all. 'Cause if this ends tonight, what was all that fighting for? Tell me it meant something. Tell me all these scars weren't for nothing. Tell me every tear we cried was leading somewhere worth the price. Tell me it meant something, 'cause I don't know how to survive if all this love, all this pain was just goodbye in disguise. We kept believing someday we'd finally make sense of us, like happiness was waiting just a little further up. So we carried every heartbreak like an investment in the dream. Now I'm scared to ask the question, what if And what if all this time we were chasing an ending that changed? Tell me it meant something. Tell me all these scars weren't for nothing. Tell me every tear we cried was leading somewhere worth the price. Tell me it meant something, 'cause I don't know how to survive if all this love, all this pain was just goodbye in disguise. I can lose you, maybe I can, but don't ask me to believe that none of this mattered. Don't ask me to bury years of hope without a reason. Tell me it meant something, even if we don't make it through, even if forever turns into something we used to do. Tell me it meant something before we let this go. I can live without the future, I just can't live with for nothing. So when I remember us someday, please let it hurt for a reason. We kept saying someday, like it was a place we'd reach, like all the nights we almost broke would finally mean something. Every scar became a promise, every tear became a loan. We spent years believing happiness was something we were owed. Just one moment to make it all make sense. Worth the hurt, that's what we were waiting for. One perfect ending to settle every score. Worth the hurt, that's what kept us hanging on, believing all this heartbreak couldn't be for nothing. We carried every disappointment like a ticket to better days, convinced the pain was leading somewhere if we could just stay. But the finish line kept moving further every year, and hope started sounding like something built from fear. How long do you keep believing when the miracle never comes? Worth the hurt, that's what we were waiting for. the one where all the pain paid off. Worth the hurt. Maybe that's the life we loved, the promise that tomorrow would finally be enough. Worth the hurt. We kept saying it for years, while trading pieces of our hearts for one more chance to believe. Maybe some loves don't end happily. Maybe they end honestly. We used to talk about forever like we already knew the script. Every dream felt so certain, every missing piece would fit. We could see the finish line shining somewhere in the distance, so we kept running toward it. Even when the road went missing, we fell in love with the future before it ever arrived. The ending we invented kept us holding on, kept us believing, even when the feeling was gone. When the ending we invented was brighter than the truth, so we kept chasing shadows instead of facing what we knew. Every warning looked temporary, every distance looked small. We told ourselves tomorrow would somehow fix it all, but tomorrow never looked the way we thought it would, and reality kept pulling us further from the dream. We understood the story in our heads started drowning out our hearts. The ending we invented kept us holding on, kept us believing, even when the feeling was gone. The ending we invented was brighter than the truth, so we kept chasing shadows instead of facing what we knew. Maybe we were losing each other, maybe we were losing the version of the story we promised ourselves. And maybe that's why we couldn't let go, because dreams don't break quietly. The ending we invented still echoes in my mind, a place we'll never reach, a life we'll never find. The ending we invented was beautiful enough to stay, even after the real world started pulling it away. Some dreams don't come true, they just outlive the people who believed in them. Should have seen it coming, the way the pages started turning slow. The same conversations, the same endings we already knew. But every time we reached the last line, we found another one to write. Anything to keep the story alive one more night. Maybe it wasn't forever, maybe it was just hard to finish one more chapter. That's what we always choose. One more reason not to let it go. One more chapter, one more, maybe we can. Keeping our hands on the book when we should have turned the end. It wasn't just about losing you, it was everything we'd been. The first page in the middle, and all the places in between. We built a whole world together inside these worn out lines. And walking away felt like leaving a part of our lives behind. So we kept rewriting endings that never really changed. One more chapter, that's what we always chose. One more reason not to let it go. One more chapter, one more, maybe we can. Keeping our hands on the book when we should have turned the end. I think we knew the ending long before we reached it. We just weren't ready to close the cover, because some stories become home even after they stop moving forward. One more chapter, that's what kept us here, turning empty pages, trying to outrun the fear. One more chapter until there was nothing left to say. Just two hearts reading the same goodbye every day. The story didn't end when we left. It ended when we stopped believing there was another chapter coming. We don't talk about forever the way we used to do. Now every plan sounds careful, like we're afraid to make it true. We used to chase tomorrow, now we just survive tonight, holding on to something we can't even call alive. Somewhere along the road, hope got quieter. We're just scared of goodbye, scared of the silence after, scared of waking up and learning how to live without us. Scared of goodbye more than we're dreaming anymore. That's why we're still standing here in front of a closing door. Every future conversation feels like walking on thin ice. One wrong word could show us what we've both been trying to hide. You look away, I change the subject. We leave the truth untouched, like fear is the only thing still keeping us together. And maybe that's what hurts more than anything. We're just scared of goodbye, scared of the silence after, scared of waking up and learning how to live without us. Scared of goodbye more than we're dreaming anymore. That's why we're still standing here in front of a closing door. Starts with losing something. We're just scared of goodbye. Maybe that's the truth at last. Not holding on to the future, holding on to the past. Scared of goodbye while pretending we're okay. But fear can't build a future, it can only make you stay. Maybe that's why the future stopped calling. We were listening to our fear instead. We still talk about next summer, still throw around a couple plans, but every conversation ends before it ever lands. You say we'll figure it out, and not like I believe, but lately every road ahead feels harder to see. We keep drawing maps to places that don't exist. Where are we going? Tell me if you know, 'cause we've been moving for so long without anywhere to go. Where are we going? I can't read the signs. We're still calling this a journey, but we're just killing time. Remember when forever describe. Now it's just a word we use to keep the dream alive. We keep making reservations for a future out of reach, building castles in the air while standing on a sinking street. We're tired of pretending the compass still works. So where are we going? Tell me if you know, 'cause we've been moving for so long without anywhere to go. Where are we going? I can't read the signs. We're still calling this a journey, but we're just killing time. Maybe that's why we're exhausted, not from loving, not from trying, but from acting like we're certain when we're completely lost. Where are we going? Maybe nowhere at all. Maybe we've been chasing motion because we're scared to stop. Where are we going? I don't need a perfect plan, I just need to know we're not pretending again. The saddest part, we stopped getting lost together. We just got lost. Built our lives around this like it was never gonna break. Changed our plans, changed our names for the promises we made. Now the laughter comes in flashes, the silence stays too long. But every time I feel the truth, I tell myself I'm wrong. 'Cause after all these years, how do you say it out loud? We're too deep to leave, too invested to believe that all this love we built could stop feeling like home. We're too deep to leave, so we keep pretending that unhappy is temporary and not where we've been living. We know exactly how to function, we know exactly what to say, how to make it through another week without looking at the pain. You still reach for my hand, I still let you hold it, but somewhere in the middle we stop feeling what we show. The truth keeps knocking. to protect ourselves. We're too deep to leave. That's the story we repeat, like staying somehow proves we didn't lose anything. We're too deep to leave, but maybe that's the lie, because every day we stay, a little more of us goes quiet. We kept asking if the relationship could survive. We forgot to ask if we could. You say we're fine, I'll let you lie. I know that look behind your eyes. We're running circles through the dark, back to the place that broke our hearts. You reach for me, I pull you close, like letting go would hurt us more. We know these walls, we know these scars, we know exactly who we are. Every road out feels too far away. Every goodbye dies before it escapes. So we choose familiar pain over freedom, over change. I'd rather break inside your arms than wonder where you are. We keep dancing through the flames, calling heartbreak by your name. Maybe peace is waiting somewhere else, but we're too scared to find out. The sadness fits like second skin. The chaos feels like home again. We wear the damage like a chain and call it love when we remain. I see the door, you see it too, but neither one of us walks through. We're standing right beside the light, still choosing every lonely night. Every chance leaves before we can take it. Every ending bends before we can face it. So we choose familiar pain over freedom, over change. I'd rather break inside your arms than wonder where you are. We keep dancing through the flames, calling heartbreak by your name. Maybe peace is waiting somewhere else, but we're too scared to find out. What if healing means you're gone? What if moving on moves on? What if all we've ever known is the reason we can't let go? Still we choose familiar pain, like it's shelter from the rain, holding on to us.